If you're ever looking for an example of a movie that was rushed, poorly planned, and not well thought out, then this is the movie. Before I go, let's talk about Ijakumo, the born-again stripper, produced by Toye Abraham. Let's dive right in. The plot of Ijakumo, the born-again stripper, hell had no fury than a woman scorned. The recurring theme of the plot is revenge. Jide does something really bad to Asabi, and in this movie we see Asabi going through several steps to get a pound of flesh. Now Asabi is entitled to just one child, and Jide decides to abort the child without her consent, leaving her in a world of pain. Jide is established now, doing well for himself. The little twist: Asabi does her very best to take him down and make sure he doesn't enjoy any good thing in life. Let's talk about the characters of Ijakumo, the born-again stripper. We have three main characters in the movie. We have Asabi, we have Jide, and we have Sharon, or Sister Mary. Let's talk about Asabi. Asabi is the daughter to a powerful man, chief priest, Baba, Babalao, anyone that suits you. Asabi is warned that she's entitled to just have one offspring in life, and she got pregnant for Jide. Now Jide, starting up his pastoral ministry, decides that Asabi is not really the right person to be by his side, and he decides to abort the child without her consent. If only they had discussed about it, probably she would have kept the child for the sake of having a child, and then probably along the line, the child grows up to take down the father under the tutelage of the mother. Maybe that would have been a better story. But in this case, in this movie, she tries her very best to get a pound of flesh and get revenge for the hurtful situation that Jide has put her in. In a way, she's trying to play a little bit of Robin Hood as well, because Jide belongs to a syndicate, and they are scamming people and whatnot, and she's also trying to level the playing field. Let's talk about Jide. Jide is a very bad boy.
You are a very bad boy.
Jide is a poster boy of an opportunistic religious leader, a classic situation we have around the world and prevalent in Nigeria. Fake prophets, fake pastors. Church is a good business. You just get to deceive people based on their beliefs and get some money out of it. So that was the whole theme they were trying to go for with Jide. Well, Jide is not a faithful man, following the scheme of things. He belongs to a shady organization, and we don't really know much about them. But I guess they were washing money laundry. I think that's the illegal thing that they were doing, among several things, because I tend to believe the organ harvester from the beginning, in a way, is linked to the syndicate. It wasn't clear in the movie, just like the many potholes that the movie has, but I think that's the structure. We have Sharon, or Sister Mary. Now, Sharon is a stripper, born-again stripper. If you are confused too, I'm confused as well. So maybe we can be confused together. So yes, she's a stripper. She's the stripper from Uganda that was brought to Nigeria to infiltrate the personal space of Pastor Jide to get a thumb drive, which is a token for the accounting of the syndicate. Where do I begin? The things I do not like about the movie. I'd just rather bring up some things, because there's a lot of things I do not like about this movie. So let's just, have these takes. First of all, very, very important. Who is the born-again stripper? Who did Pastor Jide have an affair with? Who came to visit him in the office? Sharon or her twin? There's some inconsistency. It's really making me wonder, So, it's really confusing. It would have just been better. There are two scenarios to this. It would have been better if Asabi knew that Sharon looked exactly like someone in the church, and they did a switch or swap, and they probably abducted the actual Sister Mary and, infiltrated the church and placed in Sharon to act as, the person that's going to be the spy to get whatever it is Asabi needs. Or there was no need for her having a twin at all. And just simply being that the pastor, being the bad boy and the naughty person that he is, went to the strip club, met this person, and then something started from there. That would definitely be like a very prevalent motivation for Pastor Jide, was the whole idea of having a guilty pleasure in having an affair with a member, of his church. So I think the whole idea of her looking like somebody that he knows in church, that sneaky stuff, was also one of the things that got him riled up and excited. In my opinion, the way I saw things. So the point of having twins, I didn't see the relevance in it whatsoever. Now, the way the movie played out, the twin did not have any important role to play whatsoever. Now, this is the confusing part, that made me actually question things, like who is who, what is going on, was when she visited him in church. We don't even know who's who. I'm as confused as you are. But let's work on the presumption that it was actually Sister Mary that went into his office to request for funding to help her sister. And let us also accept again that it's also Sister Mary that came to thank Pastor Jide for the contribution that he made after seeing Sharon in the strip club, thinking they are the same person. So he sent the money to her and she was thanking him. And then there's the conversation that they had there now made us wonder what's going on. It was now confusing. The conversation led us to believe that she is actually the one at the strip club. So if she was the one at the strip club, how did he get across to Sharon? You see? I don't know how they planned it. Obviously, she wasn't the one, because the only way the script would make sense is if he met Sharon at the strip club and this other person is just a willful coincidence. Now let's talk about the story of the twin being separated and better and all that. That was very cringy. That had nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the script whatsoever, of it being there. I think it was just irrelevant to the script and a little bit cringy, in my opinion. The actress, the person that played Sharon, I've seen her in a couple of skits. I've seen some works of her. She's a good actress. But I just feel that the skits, the performance here, the Ugandan accent, it was just cringy. Every part of it was a cringe fest. Like, you're watching this and wondering, what's going on here? I don't think it was in good taste. It wasn't just in good taste. Let's look at Ashabi now. Ashabi is the daughter of a powerful man. She has a lot of powers. And we are aware that in the movie, she gave him the direction to go to meet Baba's friend somewhere else to get some powers. Now, the whole idea we have of Ashabi, we know that she's powerful. Couldn't she have simply appeared, disappeared, try and infiltrate him easily? She has enough power to appear in that place and put all the bodyguards to sleep, walk into the house willfully, get what she wants. Everybody wakes up confused at what happened. So if she was this powerful person that the script or story played out to be, especially at the end, with the air bending and bullets bending and avatar bending with the bullet and all that, if she had such, immersive power, why did she need a stripper to infiltrate him? And in the real context of things, I don't think any man that's in a secret organization having billions of dollars will avail such information to a stripper or anybody he's sleeping with, for that matter. That sum of money is a lot. Also, looking at it again, if you have a thumb drive that's a token to house such immersive amount of money, the placement and everything is not just right. We are talking about $1 billion here. So apart from the room having like a passcode or whatever, there's supposed to be probably another hidden safe somewhere where the thumb drive is. It's just inside a suitcase hanging around. $1 billion. Come on. Nah. Be safe, reason up. Doesn't make sense. That's why I feel the movie wasn't thought out well. Because when you think about these things, you tend to wonder, if I had $1 billion, will I put things like that? Do you know what $1 billion is? That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for it to just be hanging around. Because it was just too easy. You've watched foreign movies where they're trying to break into a vault, they're trying to get something important. There are so many things you have to, adversaries you have to pass through to get that. Then it was just so easy. No. I feel they should have scrapped a lot of things and invested in doing something more elaborate for that side. I do not buy it at all. Whatever it is they're selling, I'm not buying it there. Not at all. Next thing I would say is product placement. The product placement was really disruptive and in very bad taste. In all my years of seeing products and brand placements, I never seen one as terrible as the one in this movie. Yes, very terrible. Now, products or brand placements, music videos, movies, what have you, it's supposed to be subtle, supposed to blend and mix into the storyline. It's supposed to be like, I am showing you something, but you're not feeling like I'm showing you something. It's there. I want you to see something, but I'm not really letting you know that I want you to see it, but it's there for you to see and you get the point. You know, subtle, makes sense. It's kind of like your girlfriend is angry with you. She won't actually come out and tell you, I'm upset with you. You would see it in her action and behaviors that something is wrong. There's fire on the mountain. The similar scenario that it should have been. It was very disruptive. It was like outright, they paused the movie and decided to do those short Instagram skits of advertising something and coming back into the movie. Probably, I don't know how they would have really put in the cryptocurrency, whatever. Probably even a shot of her opening the app on her phone. You know, we don't need to see much. We just need to know that's an app, that's an establishment. We see it. If you think that we don't see it, don't worry. We see it. We do see it. It's there to see. And probably the travel agency, maybe when assistant was getting the flight tickets for her, you know, maybe, you know, a letter-headed paper of the tickets for us to see that, okay, this is the travel agency, or probably her actually flying and, you know, having an establishment shot with probably a roll-up banner or, you know, the entrance of the building and all that, and interaction. That's part of the movie. You don't have to outrightly advertise it to show it. We know that whenever we see brands in any movie, music video, we already know that these brands have paid to be there. We get the point. It's being disruptive. No, it was really in terrible taste. And I was disappointed that you had such a seasoned, you know, filmmaker and Nollywood professional make such a very flimsy mistake. I didn't expect that from her. She's that good. If it was a rookie or a newbie doing this movie, I'd have probably, you know, okay, well, the person is trying, you know, there's potential, he needs to go far. But from the person it is coming from, that's the whole idea and the height at which we're giving such critical views on it. We do not expect this kind of quality from this type of quality of person that we know that has established a very good career for herself. I didn't buy it at all. So that wasn't nice at all. We now look at the effects, action move stuff, that whatever that went on at the end. I think it was cool. I think that was one of the coolest parts of the movie. But at that point, we're already bored. We're just barely surviving the movie, not enjoying it, but surviving the movie to get to that point. And we're already, you had beaten us weak already. It would not have been so exciting again to watch that, in my opinion. I don't think so. It was really nice to see, exciting stuff to see there, the effects and whatnot. But the whole movie put together, it made it a cringe fest. It was very cringy to see. It's kind of like you have ingredients, you know, in a kitchen. You laid it all out. But then actually having the expertise to unify these ingredients together to bring out a beautiful meal. I think that's where the problem went wrong. The story, for me, I do not want to believe that this was actually a story written out the way it came out. I feel there was a story. Then along the way, people started adding things. Oh, let's put secret agency here. Let's put this one here. Let's put this one here. I know when you're putting all these things together, you're forgetting that, you know, you have to find a way to merge the whole story together to make it one uniform and well, you know, articulated storyline, which it wasn't. It wasn't at all. So a couple of things I like. I think my best performance was the person that acted young Ashabi. I was really impressed. She did a good job. Other people did like fantastic. Nah, let me be truthful. Subpar performance. The Syndicate. Let's talk about them. We didn't really get a background story into the Syndicate, how he became a member, how he was inducted into the secret organization. But obviously, there's a link from the organ harvester earlier in the story to the Syndicate. So it's just based on our presumption that this is the person that led to this, or this person was part of this. We don't have a way to actually find out if it's true. What does the Syndicate do? We don't know much, but I believe they're washing money laundering. There wasn't much to know about them. Their usefulness to the story, in a way, but this movie was painful to watch. Honestly, it was painful to watch. You know, if you're actually a critical mind and looking at things, you're like, wait, what's going on? Why am I watching it? What's all this? That's how it felt. The next thing, there was now like a bio war going on, or what? You know, biological attack at the, you know, relatives or close members or people affiliated to the members of the syndicate and the members of the syndicate as well, the new disease that, a biological weapon used to attack them, that was not necessary. Unnecessary. I don't know why that was part of the story. To me, the story would have gone on fine without it. Now you're trying to put something fancy into the movie and add up. Add up at all. How that came in. And we didn't get to see anything further from there. So it's kind of like you're showing us scenes for the sake of showing us scenes. Trying to pick up a template from here and here, knowing that the two templates are from two different subject matter. When you bring them together, you're now having a cocktail of confusion in the story. If any other person had done this, fine. Not Tony Abraham. She can do way better than this. I know that. So this is not a personal attack, but this is just like, we know what you can do. So do better. If I was to rate this movie, I rate it a 2/10. Movie was not just in good taste. I think that was the issue. The scene of Sharon, or the mind of the pastor, that naughty, mind, those vile thoughts in his head of her being naked on the altar. That was a very ballsy scene. I was like, okay, these people have mind to try something like this. It was good to actually try something daring. If the movie banked, that scene would have banked. It would have been hard, like, okay, yeah, this movie is really hard, though. You understand? But then, given the precedence of the entire scenes that led up to that, we're like, this is now important. This is an insult. This is a cringe fest. So, I just think the story had potential. The delivery of the storyline and the way the story was put together and structured, everything just came together. When they say all things work together for good, the opposite is the case here. Everything was just working together to just make a recipe for disaster. Yeah. Because things that were supposed to bang did not just bang. Not because it did not bang, but just because in the entire setting of what they were trying to create, everything was not just banging. Pun intended. So yeah, I think that was just it. So my take, because I've been overly critical and very harsh, very, very harsh in this video. My take is that the script had potential, but I think a lot of assorted and fancy things, if you're trying to mix, they're trying to mix a lot. And unfortunately, because if they had mixed it and it came out well, then it would be like, kudos. Yeah, these people are thinking they're bad, But in this case, I think my take on this is whenever a story in Nollywood movies, whenever a story comes out that, is going to be converted into a script for a movie, they need to have a roundtable discussion where they do critical analysis of the story, critical analysis of every block of events in the sequence of things. Now asking yourself, is this important to the movie? Or am I putting this because I think that this would sell? And again, you can also think of it this way. I want to sell. What can I put into this movie that will be in good taste, that will make people interested? So that's my take on that. I think we need to do more critical, criticisms, constructive ones on their stories, and really say, let's kick this out, let's kick this out. Or if we're doing it this way, we have to do it right. So let's do some certain things that we can actually work with. So I had potential, but really failed, and failed really bad. Amazing characters in it. I think this is just an example to show that you might put amazing talents together, but if the foundation of the story has problem, everything is going to crumble down and fall apart. And that's exactly what we could see here. So, if you want to come out to attack me for giving my opinion, I do not know anything. It's just my opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion too as well. So if you don't see eye to eye in some things, come out eye. So yeah, that's my take on the movie. Should you watch it? Yes, I think you should watch it. I think everyone has different interpretations of movies, and I'd really like to have someone's critical take, because I look at things critically. So it's not just about this is the way I see things, so that's how things should be. If someone really comes out with a critical view to probably spin me in a different direction from my take on my stand on this video, I'd really love to have that conversation and be enlightened about it. But this was bad, and we know she can do better, and we're sure, because it's a general consensus so far about the movie, we're sure she can do better and she will deliver better. Moving on.
This is the Centrum. Like, subscribe, and share. Just the facts.
We're looking for an example of a movie that was pure, that was rushed. Action. The plot of this movie. Ashabi. If you're ever looking for an example of a movie, if you're ever looking for the action,